And we are live. Welcome everybody. Yep. Welcome everybody back to CyberCafe. Today we're talking about the new OGL and whatever else comes to our mind.
I don't think there'll be anything else coming to mind, really.
Are you really stuck on
OGL,
that?
more like OG smell.
It's not that I'm stuck on that. It's like the only
awful.
Mm.
Sorry for the terrible joke. I'm not happy about it at all.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, how about you go first?
No, I'll go last. Cass, you had words?
It just sucks. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's just like it's a big middle finger to the community right off the bat.
Yeah. Okay,
Like-
wonderful. Well, I'll start reading through this since I have it open, and then we can talk about that. So,
I was gonna
for
say,
those
you
of you
got that.
unaware, for those of you unaware,
Go ahead.
nope.
No, you're good.
For those of you unaware, about a week ago, D&D Beyond and Wizard of the Coast, Hasbro, whatever, they made it, I don't know if they released it, but someone
Got
released
leaked.
their new,
It got leaked.
Their new OGL got leaked, and one of the major things that it was doing was going to take money from any content creators who had anything to do with D&D. This included Kobold Press, Critical Role, and others I don't know because I only hear the ones that everyone else is talking about. And 11 hours ago, as of 8:02 a.m. on January 13th, they have updated it. Or they came out with an update on their OGL. When we were initially conceived of revising the OGL, it was with three major goals in mind. First, we wanted the ability to prevent the use of D&D content from being included in hateful and discriminatory products. I don't know of any hateful or discriminatory products that wouldn't be gag gifts of like orcs and kobolds. I'm not sure what they were going for there. Second, we wanted to address those attempting to use D&D in Web3, blockchain games, and NFTs by making it clear that OGL content is limited to tabletop role-playing content like campaigns, modules, and supplements. So I'm not sure what that stops if someone wanted to make NFTs of just sexy elves or something there.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could do that without needing to say D&D is involved. Elves are an open concept, as are dwarves and orcs and literally everything else that you can conceive of. Once you start getting beholders in there, maybe you're going to have some issues. And third, we wanted to ensure that the OGL is for the content creator, the home brewer, the aspiring designer, our players in the community, major corporations for use for their own commercial and promotional purpose. And with that, that still sounds like it can be very easily translated to Kobold Press and Critical Role can't do their shit because I think they are a company and they're going to make that money. I think originally they said anything over $750,000 they had to pay royalties to Wizard of the Coast, Hasbro, etc. And they had to report all their earnings to them, and it'd be, I can take this awesome thing that I've already paid for, and then they could say, well, we're getting money off of that, and at any time they can tell you to stop using it. So it looks like they have, quote unquote, changed that. Any thoughts so far?
I don't know. It just sounds so weird that they tried to do this even to start with. And I get that they want to change a bunch of stuff in wording and make sure that D&D is a safe space, but restricting the rules takes away from creativity.
Yeah, and I think the
They
whole point
also did say that they weren't that you could work on the original, the 1.0A OGL, and then this one was, for lack of quotations, optional.
what do you mean?
So like, from my understanding of it, is originally the 1.1 was not going to completely replace it. It was just related to anything past 5e, so 1D&D. But if you wanted to create 5e content, you were still protected by the 1.A OGL, but this one was when it was leaked, it basically stated, "Oh, this is completely going to replace this," and you can't backtrack. So,
gotcha. Well, second, the hilarious next part is driving these goals were two simple principles. Our job is to be good stewards of the game, and the OGL exists for the benefit of the fans. Nothing about those principles has wavered for a second, except when our lawyers were writing up the OGL we had leaked. In that case, we were money-hungry bastards. I don't know how anyone could say we had the fans in mind and we were doing the best we could to be good. We wanted to introduce this properly. I don't think any edit of that should have included, hey, if you make a ton of money off of this, we're gonna take a ton of that money.
Well, and what percentage comes off after 750,000? Is like, I think they said maybe 25%, but like, is it 25% of that 750, or is it like a quarter on every dollar earned after that point?
I don't think it matters.
Specified.
That was why our early drafts of the new OGL included provisions they did. The draft language provided to content creators and publishers so their feedback can be considered for anything was finalized. In addition to language allowing us to address discriminatory and hateful conduct and clarifying what types of products the OGL covers, our drafts included royalty language designed to apply to large corporations attempting to use OGL content. It was never our intent to impact the vast majority of the community. Again, I don't know what the big players in D&D content are technically, but I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's like it's not Disney and Walmart and shit trying to do stuff. Well, I'm sure they are, but it wasn't them that this was going to hurt. It was literally everybody in the original language. But they're saying they were working through it, so that was a draft. So that's their rollback there. I think waiting a week to say that wasn't a good idea. I think you really should have come out immediately and said, hey, what you guys saw was a draft written by a bunch of office people, and it does not represent what we want. We are working through this. And they should have said it within, I don't know, 60 minutes of that shit getting dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels very reactionary to... if I remember correctly, the D&D Beyond website broke down because of everybody pulling their subscriptions from it, and I think that's why they're reacting with this.
Well, they're not going to listen otherwise, unfortunately.
All right. They're also saying what it will not contain is any royalty structure. It will also not include the license back provision that some people were afraid was mean for us to steal work. That thought never crossed our minds. It just ended up on the paper. I added in that last little part. Thought never crossed our minds, they said. Under any new OGL, you will own the content you create.
It never ended up on the paper, they say.
No, I really do mean... They did say that first part. But they said, that thought never crossed our minds. Under any new OGL, you will own the content you create. We won't. Any language we put down will be crystal clear and unequivocal on that point. License back language is intended to protect us and our partners from creators who incorrectly allege that we steal their work simply because of coincidental similarities. That's the game. We're gonna mitigate risk. We won't be able to release the new OGL today because we need to make sure we get it right, but it is coming. Second, if you're gonna hear people say that they won and we lost because making your voice heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will only be half right. They won, and so did we. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You did not win. You fucked this. If you could, the only thing you could have fucked worse than this was a hornet's nest.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could easily get worse.
And last parting words. I'm skimming through some of this. We love D&D's devoted players and the creators who take them on so many incredible adventures. Sorry, that was weird. We won't let you down. They already have.
Well, yeah.
Too late to say that now.
I remember somebody made a fake Wizards of the Coast account just to make a funny post saying, "We'll change the OGL back to original if everybody stops saying that Critical Role started with Pathfinder." Because there are plenty of other systems out there that people could switch to if D&D gets the big britches on and thinks it could fuck over the community.
I think Paizo got a boost with it because they have the Starfinder. What does
I was gonna say,
Pyro
they
have?
also have
Pathfinder and Starfinder's both theirs.
yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
They
Um,
own like a few that I'm aware of. Those are the two that I know of, though.
We're all gonna be playing in space now. That's what the change is gonna be. Next campaign with Critical Role is gonna be Starfinder, and it's gonna be Space Sexy, and it's gonna be great.
I wish they would try that system out. It'd be hilarious.
It'd be great. I bet.
Well, he'd have plenty of characters to do.
But yeah, it felt very
I mean-
reactionary, this reply, and they can try to dress it up all they want, but they know they fucked up.
Oh, they fucked up hard.
I guess I feel a little bit betrayed by it as like an artist within the community. Like I draw character art of people's D&D characters, so like if I were to start doing commissions and I get to that point of I make a profit, I'm screwed. But I can only imagine people who do homebrew and stuff, like some of this is their livelihood. I can't imagine what they're going through.
Under that old age OGL, since I put part of our campaign online, they would basically have the rights to take my world and start making books in it with the old OGL. So if I ever wanted to write a book or write an adventure book based around my world I made, I'd be fucked because they basically would own the rights to the world I created and took time in.
Yeah.
Mark,
What?
I know they'd steal Matt Mercer's. They wouldn't steal yours.
Okay, motherfucker.
Let's
I'm just saying for fucking,
perspective.
yeah, for an example, goddamn, not like I don't put a shit ton of work into it, make it lively for you guys.
You did.
I
It's
Did I
great.
say it was bad?
He didn't.
Hmm.
We're
say
just
it was
messing with
bad.
you, Brandon.
I didn't say it was bad.
But they actually already have some books in Exandria. But with that OGL, they would basically have the rights to make more Exandrian books without Matt's permission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those. Okay, correct me. I don't know much about Critical Role as far as like that part of the lore. Isn't it like a collaboration of some sort?
It was after
A
I think the
partnership
first
deal?
book. Well, the only book they have in Wizards of the Coast is the Wildmount Guide. They have 2 other books based in Tal'Dorei, but those are self-published. So they're not through Wizards of the Coast.
Ah.
Actually, no. There's also Call of the Netherdeep.
Oh.
So
I did not know that.
yeah, those 2 are based in Exandria and have some of that stuff in there. So people who use D&D Beyond can have some Exandrian content to use. But they are also Critical Role started their own printing company called Darrington Press, and that's where they're releasing, like, they have tabletop games now, like an Ukatoa tabletop game. They have some other stuff coming out, and they're releasing their like actual books and comics through it with a partnership with Dark Horse, and then they released a secondary Tal'Dorei book, Tal'Dorei Reborn.
Oh.
So
neat.
if this OGL came out, I mean, yeah, they made a shit ton of money, so they would have to pay a fuck ton. And then also that brings up the questions of the rights to the Amazon show, because that's based off of D&D Works.
Oh.
Yeah, that throws some things in turmoil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that does.
That's how. Yeah,
What?
never mind. I'm gonna
Basically,
kill
this
myself.
affects more than just the big names. It affects some of the smaller creators. It just affects the entire community as a whole.
Yeah, it would also affect XP to level 3, all the, D&D horror story guys.
He XP to level 3 said he got rid of his subscription to D&D Beyond.
Yeah, so did most of the D&D horror story guys, like Crit Crabs and Crispy Taverns.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. And a lot of them are like making their own content with the 5e OGL. And I think that's what they're just worried about, the Wizards of the Coast community, is that for every book they release that's meh, there's like 3 to 4 other like supplementary content books that are really good. And they just keep coming out. And like the
I-
whole. Go ahead.
That I want. As far as D&D, I own all the books that I want. So I wasn't planning on purchasing any more anyway, unless they came out with something super stellar, or if I could get my hands on like one of the older editions just out of sheer curiosity. But
I mean,
those are expensive, so that's never gonna happen.
and that's something everybody could also do is like move back to 4th or 3.5 because the OGL, as far as I understood, only affected 5e and D&D 1 or whatever you want to call it.
I
think the
don't actually
naming
know.
is stupid. I guess it's more like a D&D 5.5e.
Everyone's been calling it 6th edition, from my understanding.
Well, they're more making adjustments to rules rather than like completely rewriting them.
Oh. Yeah. It just sucks. It's kind of disheartening in a way.
And there's so much like many shows online and in the past that have had D&D inspired content like I can't even name them all. So how would that work? Like would those shows have to start paying royalties or whatever? Yeah, it's really messy when you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
Any other thoughts on it?
No, I said my piece, and I think you guys said yours.
Well,
yeah, I'm kind of upset about it, and I'm just worried about, like... I mean, on one hand, I'm like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to look through new systems, if you're interested in that, and, like, looking into one. But I was looking into stuff for, like, 2 years now, so it's just a matter of getting my hands on some. But broke college student.
Yeah. And what were you saying, Brandon?
I had next idea for a new topic when you guys are wrapped up with this.
Sure.
I'm wrapped up.
Let's shit on Tarkov now.
I think I've only played like those maybe 2 games with you. Have you been playing more?
I've been playing a little bit. I'm not that high level because I keep dying.
Yeah.
Hey people, did you know Tarkov's hard? Anyways, no, latest update. They always seem to have an issue every time there's an update. Probably just all the people getting on. Servers lag. But most notably, everyone's just shitting on the graphics in some places. And the sound is like lagging. Which, when playing an intense shooter game like that, you kind of need to know exactly where someone's at. And hearing them kind of keeps you alive.
That was what was happening to me, remember? I kept saying like something was fucked up with the sound when I was playing.
I don't, but good chance I was drunk.
Yeah. But yeah, I really haven't gotten back into it lately. I've just been playing Raft with you and working on D&D prep and my review video.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully with this week I have off here, I can catch up and get better.
What else? Oh, I'm speaking of D&D and whatnot. While they really fucked up with OGL, I am still excited for the D&D movie.
I'm still skeptical.
I'm 50-50. I'm 50-50 at the moment.
Well, for comparison, if you ever watched the original D&D movie with Jeremy Irons playing the wizard, this one's going to be a masterpiece compared to that, no matter what happens.
I will say, though, from my first impressions, Chris Pine does make a very fantastic bard.
I mean, yeah, he did, what was it?
He was in it, Into the Woods,
Yep.
and he gives when he played Kirk in the Star Trek reboot, very charismatic vibes in his characters. So he can pull off the bard very well.
I'm excited for it. Hopefully we see a ton of D&D content and Seed and stuff represented well.
End of March, that's when that's dropping.
Gotcha. Who has seen the Ant-Man trailer?
I didn't realize they're making another Ant-Man.
Yeah,
They are.
It's Ant-Man
I haven't
Quantum.
watched it.
Yeah, it's Ant-Man Quantumania. They are bringing in Kang the Conqueror.
I don't know who that is either.
I think I remember who that is. One sec, I have my book somewhere.
Well, basically, he is
I'm not looking for it.
he is a person who makes Thanos look like a bitch. He runs an organization that basically uses Infinity Stones as paperweights.
Oh my gosh.
Well, glad
I remember him now.
If you want, I could stream a trailer and we could watch it together.
If you want, I'm kind of looking at it right now.
I was gonna say, don't get copyright straight.
No, as long as it's like technically reaction content, we're all good. And there's a new one. We'll do the official trailer. Turn it up a little bit. I'll get it on the capture as well. One second, screen capture. There we go. And then go here. There we go. All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready.
I used to ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man!
People still need help, Dad.
That's why we made this. It's like a satellite for deep space, but quantum.
Wait a minute. You're sending a signal down to the quantum realm. Turn it off. Now!
Alright, so that was stupid. And yes, he died. Great. And
Everyone died!
Him. Nope, if the main character falls in, I guess they didn't die. How unfortunate. Well, I'm glad they can just stack up somebody who's gonna just kick. Okay.
I know this song.
Yeah, Rocket Man, I think.
There we go.
It's a secret universe beneath ours.
I think it is.
What are you so afraid of? There's something I never told you.
This place. Like going in space. That's what this feels like.
It isn't what you
I know
think.
it's not, but it feels like it.
I can get you home. And give you more time. If you help me. So, what's it gonna be? Ant-Man.
All right. So what do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't like any of the movies since like after Endgame.
Well, I don't know if Kang's going to be the new like super bad for the Avengers, or if it's going to be the Beyonder, which basically is like a god type entity.
I think it's
So-
Kang, if I remember
So it's
correctly.
it's just new people worse than the last people.
Yeah.
Just like suddenly it's all the worst enemies. Now we're gonna have to all fight freaking gods and shit again for the umpteenth time.
Basically. But
With 1,000 fucking jokes that shouldn't be in there.
I know. I hope they make it more serious, especially with Kang, because Kang.
I had a Marvel book
All right.
somewhere. It was. I lost it.
Well, we're back on. Sorry about that interruption for anybody who's watching. But like I was saying, the MCU Kang started out in the Loki series. Spoilers, by the way, for anybody who hasn't seen Loki or anything in Phase 4 yet.
Oh well.
But basically, he was the one who remains at the end of time, and he ran the TVA, which is basically like the time cops. Loki and his variant found him at the end of time, or outside of the time stream, and he gives them this whole speech saying like, yeah, I need to keep one timeline because you do not want variants of me running around. And basically ended like with one of the variants killing him, and he gave this whole speech beforehand saying, if you kill me, it will just start another multiversal war, and I'll just end up back here again. It just won't be me, it'll be another version of me. So there's no way for you to win, basically. But you know how Loki is, they don't listen to anybody.
Loki.
So he gives this like little thing saying, if you think I'm evil, wait until you meet my variants. And after Loki stabs him, he gives him a wink and says, see you soon. And then he dies, and then that starts the multiverse and the cracks in the timeline. And so now this new Kang, if it's only one, then this is the new Kang the Conqueror, not the regular Kang. And this is like the war one, the tough one. And he's a scientist from the 33rd century, or the 31st century. And there's a theory that also the rings in not Chun-Li, that's the Street Fighter. What's the name of that? What the Kung Fu Marvel movie? I forgot. Shang-Chi, I think. But the Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, there's a theory that those rings and Miss Marvel's bracelet in her show are connected to the 31st century and their technology.
So they're doing a bunch of weird shit that no one's going to understand unless they're super into the comic books.
Yes. Or if you watched... You would have to follow it if you watched every movie, then you'd be able to follow it. I don't think you really need to read the comics. You would know what's coming up if you read the comics, but as long as you're like watching the movies pretty closely, then there you go.
Oh, that's not a hard ask.
Yeah, the almost 30 movies at this point?
1,000 hours of footage you have to go through to understand all the references for the latest thing.
Mm-hmm. There's also this cold line in one of the trailers in Quantumania that Kang says to Aunt May, he's like, are you Avenger? Have I killed you before? Like, because Kang is known for killing Avengers nonchalantly. And there's even, in the comics, there's the Council Kangs who, all throughout all the timelines, always kill their Avengers because they're like, sooner or later they become obsolete. So he's a pretty powerful entity.
Yeah. It's going to be really fun to watch him either completely railroad and destroy everyone or get killed by bullshit reasons after having gone through all the shit he's gone through.
What do we think about all the DC cancellations?
I didn't know they had stuff coming up. That's what I think.
I think I'm going to double check. I don't know if they canceled Aquaman 2. Hold on. DC canceled movies. I know they canceled... Oh no, that's the show Flash. So they canceled Wonder Woman 3, Batgirl, Batman Beyond, Black Adam 2, Constantine HBO series, Man of Steel 2, The Flash, which is the show one, not the movie one.
That guy that kidnapped a young lady?
I know. You think... Yeah. I'm gonna look that up. Is the Flash movie canceled?
I have no idea. Last I heard it wasn't. For whatever reason, I don't remember.
However, in a rare bit of good news for the Ezra Miller-led superhero epic, the film has now been pushed up a week. Why? To June 16th, 2023. This means Flash will now be taking on Disney Pixar's Element rated R Jennifer Lawrence film. So they canceled all the other shit, but left the Flash movie. Huh, okay. That's interesting.
So he formally entered a guilty plea Friday to a reduced charge of unlawful trespass, resolving a break-in case in southern Vermont without doing jail time as of 5 hours ago.
God damn. And then I also heard in court news that Amber Heard wanted to try to do another trial, saying that her trial she went through was biased. Or is a mistrial. Yeah.
I think not enough people get punched in the face.
Yeah. And it's funny because I think she owes him like 13 million and now her net worth is like negative 25 million. So she fled to, I think, somewhere like Israel maybe, where she doesn't have to pay while she's staying there. Yeah. Which, I mean, at least we all, a lot of people are finally seeing how much of a shithead she is, pun intended.
Shitbed.
Shitbed. Yeah. And I think... Oh! Did you hear about the news about the creator Rick and Morty?
Yeah, how he's, on felony charges for domestic violence.
Yeah.
Roiland or
Roiland.
Herm? Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't see that coming after, shit coming out, a year ago about him being, actually, 2-3 years ago. He's alcoholic, kind of crazy. I think around the second season when people started talking about him and how he had, really bad habits. Who could have seen that coming?
Well, and, how... I don't know. The clips I've seen of High on Life, a lot of the dialogue in the game... it's very on nose of Rick and Morty, but it feels even lazier, writing wise. And
I've watched the entire gameplay.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, you're good.
Brandon,
You there?
please go.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Right.
Oh.
Can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay, I said you're good.
Okay. I don't even know what the fuck I was. Just trying to fix that. Ooh, I fucking move on. I don't give a shit.
Okay. Well, we were talking about how I felt that the writing for High on Life was really lazy.
Yeah, he has the one... Okay, that's what I was saying. He has one fucking bit, and he's just been doing it for fucking, 6 years now?
Mm-hmm.
How long has Rick and Morty been out again? 1 sec.
They're working on their 6th season, so I'd say about 6 years. And they had freaking Solar Opposites. That's just a copy-paste. They had the freaking weird little Poloni show that they did not too long ago around Halloween. That's just the same shit, all gussied up different. They just do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised, honestly. And while everybody says Rick and Morty is a good show to get into maybe the first 2 seasons, I just, not my cup of tea. Just like, what's it called? Little Big Mouth or whatever it is. I think that show's just sort of nasty, to be honest.
Yeah.
Though there's also news about the Velma show. It got a audience score of 19. I think a critic score of 80.
What?
Not surprised.
Or 60. But yeah, it was not well received. They made Velma be cheating off of Shaggy. Shaggy no longer does drugs, and he's a high-strung student. Daphne is a bitch. Fred, I think, is a jock type. They basically Riverdaled it.
And
also, they took
can
away
we say the
Scooby.
obvious one, or are you going to get banned for that?
Go ahead, because I can edit this, so...
No fucking. That's dishonest to edit it. Why would you take a white character and make him black other than racist reasons?
Oh. Well,
Oh, people have been talking
I
about
don't know
it
what you
since
thought I was
the
going to get at. That was the most obvious one. Velma. Who's this black bitch? Oh, that's her now? Like, what? No.
He's
Well,
apparently Indian.
I want to
And then
do
Shaggy is
I want to do a historical take. And I want to make a movie on it. And I would like to replace Martin Luther King with let me roll my dice real quick.
I see
Tom
that.
Holland.
Oh my god.
Let's do Tom Holland. Yes, Tom Holland,
no,
I think would
you're
make a
accused of
great
whitewashing.
Martin Luther King.
No.
And you know what? I want to do a Malcolm X one after that. You know who's going to play him? Ryan Reynolds.
No joke, folks.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And you know what? He's also going to be gay in it too, because that seems to be a trend that everyone likes. So I'm going to do a historical epic. It's going to be a trilogy. I got to figure out the third person yet. But every one of them's going to be I'm going to have like actors of color, you know, for diversity. Why would I have a black man and Martin Luther King when I could have a white boy? I'm some boy, because Tom Holland, he's a little man. He's a little baby man. Look at that face.
Well, I think it was Blizzard who actually came out with a system that was so fucking stupid, but they admitted to having it, where they had characters who like ranked on diversity scores. And that's how they made diverse characters, by like filling out a diversity sheet.
Yay.
And it's like, wow, you guys even like, it's different if you're doing it like underhanded, but then just straight up saying, oh yeah, no, we systematically make these characters diverse just for the sake of diversity and not for like the sake of a good character.
I would say, if you're gonna create a character in any form of media, it doesn't matter what their race, their gender, or sexuality is. As long as they're treated like a person, like, that should not be... That's not an unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
right
like
there.
Good writing can save a lot. And the way they just did Velma, like, they were already being risky, as was changing it from, you know, the normal formula of, you know, all the white teens. But then adding bad writing on top of
As
it.
God intended. Hey,
No.
they're going out and solving crimes and You said you're not streaming this. This is recording.
Yes, but
Okay, so it's these kids going out and solving crimes and mysteries, not making them. Hence why they're white.
Okay, that's not bad. The only thing
'Cause if they were black, they'd be making the crimes.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah?
That's not me. So you're
Yeah?
good.
That part's staying in there?
Yeah. The only thing I bleeped out last podcast was when you said something about corn, and I'm saying C, not P, but I had to add the SpongeBob dolphin sound to just blur that out.
Do that over all my freaking lines.
I know, just a long beep. Everybody can guess what the fuck you said.
My gosh.
But yeah, they made Velma and she's Indian, and they made Shaggy
Indian?
black.
Yeah.
What? Shaggy's
Okay,
black?
so-
She's
yeah,
Indian?
yeah.
Is that...
Yeah,
check
so-
this out right now.
Go ahead.
On one of the things that, like, I don't like about it,
Oh, it's
like-
Mindy Kaling. That's yep.
is it
Sam
Caroline or
Richardson for
Kaylin?
Shaggy Rogers. Constance Wu for Daft. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a fucking lineup, folks.
It doesn't seem great. I watched the trailer and I watched someone react to it, and it wasn't really good.
Hey, Scott wants to join in. Is that good?
I'll just. Fine. That's fine.
Sure.
Well, I'll tell him sure we're almost done, though.
Well, let's look up horrible liberal bullshit.
What?
That's something else to talk
Okay.
about.
Look up horrible liberal bullshit.
Yep, just looking up stupid liberal bullshit just to see what the latest thing is.
Howdy,
Hey.
hey.
Hey. What's up,
No, we're-
Cass? What's up, Brandon?
I'm doing good. How about you, bro?
I'm doing wonderful.
So
Hell
we
yeah.
we talked about the new OGL stuff with D&D, and then we talked about the Ant-Man new movie coming out, and now we're on the new Velma show with the yeah.
Cool. I have no idea what those last two are.
They've remade the so Velma from Scooby-Doo. They like made her own show on HBO, but they race swapped Velma and Shaggy and basically made it like a Riverdale type thing.
They also did it to Daphne.
Oh, what's Daphne?
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
She's Asian descent. I forget what they specify. I don't know.
I even saw clips and I couldn't tell.
She's supposed to be, but I...
Oh, yeah, so, you know, basically diversity for diversity's sake. Because they
Where is... Sorry.
There you go.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm done.
Where is your game being held at tomorrow, Mark?
Oh, Liz's. Oh, shit, did I forget
Liz,
to tell
okay.
people?
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Unless I'm just not smart and didn't see it.
I'm gonna...
I was gonna say, I knew about it last week. Actually, no, I knew about Monday. When was the day I had off?
I'm so sad that I missed your game, but I had no other choice, man.
No, you want to go party? See how it is?
It's fine. By the way, I think you're not allowed to ask anybody else there, and no one else is allowed to tell you. But you're probably, if you're here for the next game, you're probably gonna like your introduction back into it.
Cool.
I will for sure.
It's gonna be fun.
So if you like it, it means either I'm close to death or something else.
I died inside.
That's funny.
It'll be fine. Mark, I sent you a thing.
I know, I saw it. When I get a second, I'll watch it. I don't think we should watch it on the podcast.
We should watch
no.
it on the podcast.
No.
Alright, I can cut it out if we need to.
Fine, you don't watch it. I'll go ahead and stream it. So I'll share my screen. All right.
Here he goes.
How long is it?
Yes.
Because we're right on the 20-minute marker, so I'm gonna have to move some footage over soon.
5 minutes.
Okay, let me stop this and move it over real quick.
For some reason, like when I had that watermark when I was like playing Arma, like really like a lot, and for some reason it would like glitch out and shit like that, and I could see my desktop where like all my information on the bottom right hand was and shit, and it annoyed me, so I just went to SCD key and bought a Windows 10 for $20 or whatever the hell it was.
Alright, so should we make the outro and just call it there for the podcast?
Sure. Is the outro where I start saying all the racial slurs I know?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I don't want to be here for that long.
But
No.
alright. Sorry, this has been a little bit of a janky podcast. It's my fault for not having enough memory space, but for anybody
It's your fault.
yes. For anybody who is watching, appreciate it. Check out my link tree for all my other stuff, and again, appreciate the support. This is Cyber Warlock signing off. See you later.